Rocket League Championship Series. The official esports of Rocket League has changed a lot over the years, going from just a $75,000 prize pool all the way up to a $6 million prize pool in total. RLCS has continued to grow in popularity with its intense gameplay and memorable moments. Nowadays, RLCS viewership has declined, with the recent 2025 major only having a peak viewership of 217,000, and this is a 31% drop from the previous major. This begs the question, how has RLCS changed over the years? Were there some changes to the esport that caused the decline in viewership? In this video, we'll be taking a look back to when RLCS started and see the updates that happened in each season up until what it is today. Back in 2015, Psyonix knew about Rocket League's popularity, with the game surpassing 10 million players in early of 2016, along with significant interest in the game on platforms like Twitch and YouTube. And because the game was thriving, Psyonix announced the first ever Rocket League Championship Series on March 2nd of 2016. Psyonix partnered with Twitch for the inaugural RLCS season, and it featured a $75,000 total prize pool. This tournament featured 8 teams from North America and Europe to compete for this prize pool, and that was held in Los Angeles. The tournament was a double elimination bracket, which means that the teams would have to lose twice in order to be eliminated. The first RLCS was a huge success, with the stream on Twitch gaining over 1 million viewers total, and the tournament itself was very fun to watch. It was very competitive, and the team I Buy Power Cosmetic ended up winning the first RLCS trophy. Season 1 of RLCS was very successful, so later on that year, in August of 2016, they announced Season 2. Along with this was the announcement of the increased prize pool to $250,000, which is a pretty big leap from the first ever RLCS. With this, there was also going to be some changes going from Season 1 to Season 2, introducing a new skill rating system. This was a 15-tier system ranging from unranked to Grand Champion, and was based on a hidden matchmaking rating that changed with the wins and losses a player would have. Players had to complete 10 placement matches in order to be ranked. The format for Season 2 of RLCS involved a league play for North America, which saw 8 teams compete to qualify for the online finals, with the top 2 teams automatically being qualified for the finals, and a double elimination bracket for teams 3rd through 6th, with the top 2 teams of them going on to Stage 2. The Season 2 finals of RLCS were held in Amsterdam in December of 2016, with the team Flipside winning the championship 4-1. The viewership of the World Championship peaked with over 61,000 people watching live and more than 460,000 hours watched total on Twitch. And with this continued success, Season 3 was announced in February of 2017. And with Season 3, they were allowing Oceania players to compete in expanding the RLCS just beyond Europe and North America. And the prize pool also did increase for the total prize pool value of $300,000, with the tournament now featuring the top 10 teams from North America, Europe, and Oceania in a 3v3 format. Season 3 also introduced a new player accolade system, which awarded $500 to the top player in each region based on their performance. And just like the previous seasons, Season 3 was very successful, peaking over 206,000 viewers, with Northern Gaming winning the championship. However, there were some challenges in this season with the full wipe of the skill rating system, so players were all reset back to unranked, forcing them to have to requalify, and honestly, this just upset the community in general. With this, Season 3 was also pretty long, stretching 9 months total, which people did complain about. With that being said, Season 4 was announced in August of 2017, and this season featured a major change with the addition of Rocket League Rival Series. Basically, teams that did not qualify for the RLCS would compete in this rival series, and the top teams of the rival series would verse the bottom ranked team of RLCS, with the winner being promoted to the next season of RLCS. What's really cool is around this time, fan rewards were also added to the game, so viewers that linked to their Twitch and the Rocket League accounts would be able to earn in-game items. For me, I remember specifically, I got the Apex wheels. I thought I was a badass. They weren't even painted or anything like that, but I remember those were pretty popular, and the Ninja wheels were also very popular. In Season 4, the roster size limit was also capped at 4 totals, with 3 starting players and 1 substitute player. This season peaked at over 184,000 viewers and saw the EU team Gale Force Esports winning the championship. In Season 5 of RLCS, it was announced in January of 2018, and this season introduced a reward system requiring players to win 12 matches to unlock each new reward tier, regardless of their matchmaking rank. rank. Psyonix did learn from their mistakes, and there was no skill reset for Season 5, which means the ranks carried over from Season 4, and it ended up being that Team Dignitas won the World Championship, and players K-Dop, Violent Panda, and Turbo Pulsa were back-to-back champions. The season also had the largest prize pool, being $500,000, and if you've seen the final match in this tournament, it is insane.
Violent Panda puts it a long way, and it's almost there. Justin keeps it alive. Turbo Pulsa there. Bounces into the corner. Energy still around. Justin is there for the shot. Justin! This is Rocket League!
I just love the iconic "This is Rocket League," man. It was awesome to see. Season 6 was announced in July of 2018, with the prize pool doubled, with the total prize pool amount being $1 million. This new season saw numerous roster shifts, with some promotions of players from the rival series to RLCS. New maps like Starbase Arc and Wasteland were introduced, and because of these different changes, Season 6 attracted more attention and had more excitement to it compared to the previous seasons, with viewership peaking at over 165,000 viewers, and it saw Cloud9 defeating Team Dignitas to become the champions. The crazy thing about this is Cloud9 made a crazy comeback, winning the entire tournament from the lower bracket, which exceeded everybody's expectations. Season 7 was announced in January of 2019, and some changes were added. South America was added as a region, and cross-platform play was added so players could compete using any platform. The regional championship was also changed to a double elimination style bracket that included all teams that automatically didn't qualify for the finals, and the top 6 teams in the regionals were guaranteed a spot in the next season. The prize pool for Season 7 was the same as Season 6, being $1 million total, and it was eventually won by Renault Sport Team Vitality. Season 8 was announced in October of 2019, and this season the rival series expanded from 8 teams to 10 teams, which gave more players a chance to compete, and with this, 6 teams in the Rocket League rival series would retain their spots, which added more stability for teams that couldn't advance to the RLCS. The prize pool in Season 8 was still over $1 million and saw NRG Esports beat Renault Vitality in the grand finals. RLCS Season 9 was announced in January of 2020, and the number of leagues for North America and the Europe regions increased from 8 to 10. The prize pool for regional championships in Oceania and South America were increased, with the North American and European regional championships receiving the largest prize pool bumps due to the cancellation of the World Championship because of COVID-19, with G2 Esports winning the North American Championship and Team Dignitas winning the EU Championship. And the total prize pool of Season 9 ended up being $987,000. Moving on to RLCS Season X, it was announced in July of 2020, and this season was divided a little bit differently. It was split into 3 splits: the fall, winter, and spring. Each split included 3 regional tournaments that awarded points based on performance, with the top teams advancing to the major event. This season also introduced the Grid, which is a weekly tournament circuit that takes the top teams to battle for grid points, prize money, better seeding, and the spot at the majors, with seeding being the system that helps create balanced brackets to teams according to their skill level. This season saw Team Vitality win in the European region and NRG Esports winning in North America, and what's crazy is the total prize pool for Season X was $4.5 million, which is the highest so far. Next up is the RLCS 2021 to 2022 season. It featured the same 3-split format with the 3 international majors. However, there was an expansion of regions to include the Asia Pacific region and the Middle East region. This season also saw a huge jump in the prize pool, which the total distributed amount would be $6 million. And because of how big the prize money was, RLCS attracted more organizations and players to the pro scene. And this season also saw the return to LAN tournaments after the COVID protocols were lifted, and viewership also was increased significantly in this season, with the peak viewership reaching over 368,000 viewers, and this ended up being that Team BDS won the World Championship in the grand finals. The next season was the 2022 to 2023 season, and it had a total prize pool of $6.1 million. And in this season they kept the same splits between fall, spring, and winter, but the formats for each split were a little bit different, and I'll go ahead and put those on the screen right now, as well as the regional qualifiers for each split were different too, from Open to Cup to Invitational, and they all had little bit different variants of how those worked. And also the points system was lowered for both regional and major events, making the total possible points being able to accrue were lowered significantly. And in this season, Team Vitality ended up winning the World Championship. Next up, RLCS 2024 introduced a new format with 3 in-person majors and challenged the open qualifier process. The total amount of majors was reduced from 3 to 2, with each of the major including 3 online tournaments per region. There was also new events added from new 1v1 and 2v2 events, which increased opportunities for players to compete and earn prize money, and the prize pool was widened to include more teams, and in all regions, prize money was increased by 10%. They even lowered the minimum age to compete to 13 years old. Team BDS ended up winning the World Championship again, and the total prize pool for the season ended up being $4.3 million. RLCS 2025 added some changes as well. There was the new 1v1 tournament that was added alongside the traditional 3v3 tournament. The World Championship itself will now feature 20 teams instead of 16. Last chance qualifiers were introduced to provide an additional path, with the top 4 teams earning a last chance qualifier slot. And the championship now has a 3-phase format, with 3 GSL brackets for the last chance qualifiers and bottom performing teams, and ending in a hybrid elimination tournament. And it ended up being that NRG won this championship, and it had a total prize pool of over $5 million. With all this being said, RLCS is very much alive today, as the new season was started in November of this year. However, over the years, RLCS has declined in viewership due to the lack of support from developers and the departure of some major organizations. Some of the blame definitely could be put on Epic for not promoting the esports as much when they removed trading back in the day, as well as increased game prices. It would obviously make it that some people just aren't as interested in the game. On top of that, the competition for esports today is pretty high, with big names like League of Legends and Valorant and Fortnite being some of the top esports. However, Rocket League still has a dedicated player base who are excited for the game's future, with this year's prize pool being an estimated $5 million and a growth of regional talent. RLCS is still something any serious Rocket League player should look forward to in the future. If you guys did enjoy today's video and found some value in it, be sure to leave a like and subscribe for more videos like this. There's some videos on the screen if you're interested in any of them, and I will talk to you guys later.